33 pounds. One mile in, Three Ponds Trail continues to be what I would describe as a snowmobile corridor, going along a stunning brook. Shoot. Shoot. I did not mean for that to happen. I was coming on the rocks and the whole rock sank in. There's a sign right here. This is hiking trail. Oh, is that it going along the river? But my Gaia GPS shows the trail as the snowmobile trail. This is the first blowdown in the trail. Warm air, pine scent, squidgy ground. The shelter sits up on a small hill with a view of the pond. Although it is obscured by trees, you still feel the peacefulness and beauty of the water. This is a nice shelter. I would feel comfortable sleeping here. However, I've only walked 2.3 miles. It's a beautiful day, and I would like to give it a try to find a more primitive campsite. When I was sitting at the shelter, a family came, 3 kids, 2 dogs. They were going to have lunch. So I'm walking. This trail is located at the southern edge of the White Mountain National Forest. And this trail, called Three Ponds Trail, is a loop, so I could go back to my car. Or I I could continue on, which is my plan, except that that's the trail. And I don't know what's gonna happen right now because I don't think I can do that. I'm not gonna walk in that really super thick mud down there. Well, this is good. There's the sign that says you're back in the forest and you may camp. I've been walking along the trail, enjoying seeing the beaver activity signs, and I caught a rare glimpse, which I can't seem to get a picture of, but beyond this little waterway, up a level is a bigger pond, and that looks pretty cool. I would love to see it. Maybe I'll do a little bushwhacking. Hey, I found a secret canoe. Breezy, but not cold. Very nice. I would like to camp with a view. I don't really think that's going to happen, but I might be able to camp 200 feet away from water, and the water shore has a view. That's moose evidence. When I look at this piece of woods here, I see a herd path here and a herd path there. By that, I do not mean a human-made bushwhacking trail. I mean an actual moose path, deer path, where the animals just go toward the water, which is behind me somewhere. I'm making some progress. I hear frogs. On the left is Carr Mountain. I was thinking about a day hike up there, but it is 3,400 feet at the summit, and I wasn't sure about the microspikes. It is also beautiful to see the little buds and leaves, a little bit of color back in the deciduous trees. 1 bar of cell service. It is about 2:30 in the afternoon. I'm not going any farther, I don't think. My plan is to just sit here at this beautiful spot and look around, observe my surroundings. And I do believe if I walk 200 feet that way, I can find a place for my tent, sort of just tucked in there. I brought my old tent so that I could be in a small space and it's lightweight and I could put it in the mud. But I forgot that the little stretchy bands inside of the poles are all stretched out. This tent is too old. I think you can replace those stretchy bands, but I've ordered a new ultralight tent. It's not here yet. I took off the little piece at the end and it's tied there. So I think I could pull it tighter and cut it, and that would at least get me through for tonight. In preparation for summer, I got these ultralight tent stakes, and I got this tiny inflator. You need a power source, this, and it's much quieter than the other kinds. I'll just put it on there. I also got a new pillow. It's a Sea to Summit pillow. And I did bring my winter sleeping bag because it could get down to 30 degrees, possibly. Overall, I guess I feel okay about this. Okay, well, it is 4:30 and I'm actually super hungry because I got lunch on the way here and ate it way too early. For the sake of good health, I am going to begin by just eating this like an appetizer. Straight up baby spinach and sweeten it with grapes. I sort of just eat this like chips. After that, going in for the backpacker meal. What I like about this meal is that it is not spicy. Just basic cheesy pasta to fill you up for the night. And it's a while until sunset, so this seems like the perfect time for me to go take a little rest. I definitely do not want to leave my food jar over here in Beaverland. And I don't want to go anywhere near my own tent, so I'll have to go a different direction, find a spot for it. Oh, that was startling. Yeah, wonder if he can smell that I was there, if he hears me, or, kind of, oh yeah, he's really splashing over there. I see him. This is what backpacking is, I suppose. Your tent is just a little safe place where you can rest. I would guess if an animal does come by in the night, he will just keep on moving along. Because what else? Why would you start pushing on the side of a tent if there's no food? This tent feels a bit small compared to my sling fin tent. I hope the new Durston tent feels a little roomier. And the sun is now beyond the little hills, but it hasn't set all the way yet. I thought I'd better come out here before it gets actually dark, because then I would be too afraid to do it. I think that might be the beaver. I don't want to disturb nature, right? You're not supposed to bother the wild animals. So I can go back to my tent and listen to podcasts and relax and be happy. I guess I could do that. It's just too bad because it's a clear sky. How can I take a picture of the stars? This is my only place to see it. The beaver went into his house as if to give me a chance with the stars. I feel that was pretty brave to try to take a picture of the stars of a lake in the middle of this bushwhacking nowhereness. Now it is 9 o'clock and I don't have any more interest in the stars. I just really want to go find my tent. I haven't heard any creatures around here, which is good. Don't really need any extra craziness. I just think I'm a morning person. Oh my God, where is my tent? I heard something. No, that was a bush. I think I saw some reflective tape. Oh, there's my tent. Oh good, that is something of mine. I found it. Everything is okay. How bizarre. Okay. But that little tiny reflective thing is what helped me get here. Also the map. But anyway, here's my spot. And now I'm getting in there and not worrying about this. It's a very clear morning. A beaver swims close to the geese. Hooray! My bear can was undisturbed in the night. That is all the water I brought, and due to a confusion, I left my water filter at home, but I'm doing okay. For breakfast, I brought a simple oatmeal packet and some fresh berries. Also, lately I've been craving little peanut butter sandwiches, so I brought that. And of course, my usual camp coffee latte over here. As I get my breakfast things together, I see the sunlight is turning golden on the hills. One of the highlights of this trip has been hearing the birds, because these are the migrating birds coming through. I took one last look at the beautiful pond, then gathered my hiking poles and started bushwhacking back toward the trail. The truly amazing thing about this trip is that the birds are here, but the bugs are not. The biting black flies and the mosquitoes, they're not here yet. And that is so lucky, because we're probably just talking 1 week. So yeah, now I need to just find my way out and feel that uncanny mixture of air that happens where it's a cool night, but a warm day coming. I have refound the trail. Wow, I am really going to appreciate this trail after my bushwhacking experience. Although I am interested in reducing the uncertainty at this point, I've decided to try for the loop trail. There are a couple clumps of snow left, which is amazing because it's warm. This side of the loop trail is more impressive than the other side. Right now I'm going along. On one side I have these drippy, rocky cliffs. And right on the other side it goes along this swampland, which is really interesting. Kind of a little waterfall. I think it's right here. And I don't know, I just feel nervous about slipping. I need to acknowledge that worry and then get on with it. Feel the rocks. So black equals slippery. Oh, this is interesting. I see two blazes on this sort of island, which is really nice because I don't want to cross any more river. Ready for some kind of coconut milk fruit cocktail, water latte, I don't know. I have like one swig of water left. Oh boy. I'm running out of islands. There's the blaze. Oh, it goes this way again. I made it. By the way, on the way out of here, we're going to go over the birch trees. Birch trees are some of the easiest to identify because, as we all know, they usually have peeling bark. But did you know there are 6 varieties in New England? The classic you might have in mind is the white birch, or sometimes called paper birch. This one has creamy, matte white bark. There might be a tan inside, but the outside has low contrast of white and off-white. It's bigger. It's so big. Another beautiful tree is the mountain birch. This one looks white, but you will see a peach undertone. There is often more contrast in the outer bark than with the white birch. The river birch has even more salmon or reddish color to it and really loves to be near water. This one might be seen with the clump of trunks. Here's a clumpy tree trunk right next to the river. How would I really know which one that is? A hard-to-find tree is the gray birch. I am not sure if I saw any on this hike. The bark does not peel. The most plentiful of the birch trees I saw on this trip was the yellow birch. It also seems the easiest to identify because it is golden yellow, often shiny, sometimes a maple tone, and the bark peels in thin strips that sometimes looks like confetti. It was kind of hard for me to find a black birch, also called a sweet birch. It has young, smooth bark with horizontal lines. You might find teal-colored algae growing on it. There's a lot more white and yellow birch trees and fewer black birch trees. I found a birch tree that has a twig I can reach. The thing is, I'm not sure this is a sweet birch. Let me just get a hold of this branch. Sorry, tree. I don't taste anything. Both the yellow and black birch produce wintergreen. Chew on a twig to find out. Yes! Yes, it worked! This one's wintergreen! But isn't it yellow? Rabbits, deer, grouse, songbirds, and animals can all eat the twigs and seeds of the wonderful birch tree. The final leg of my hike took me out on the Kineo Trail, where I saw additional birch trees and beautiful wildflowers. Wow, look how big that mushroom is. Back to the parking lot. That was a good backpacking experience, like a cleanse. I feel totally different than yesterday. Clear and refreshed.